I have 16 reasons why I support restaurants. And I know what you're thinking. Frugal people aren't supposed to eat at restaurants. And I don't do it very often. If I could afford to do it more often, I would. And even though I do eat at restaurants sometimes, I'm not telling anybody that they need to eat at a restaurant. I'm just telling you what I do sometimes. And when I say restaurant, I'm including all of them, whether it be a nice sit down restaurant, a cafe deli type restaurant, a takeout pizza restaurant, a fast food, a coffee shop, a donut shop, a smoothie shop, an ice cream shop. I'm including all food establishments. So now here are my 16 reasons why I do support restaurants and why I appreciate them. Number one, at my last job, I worked 12-hour shifts. And sometimes after getting off, I was so tired, so hungry, my feet were hurting so badly, my back was hurting. I did not feel like cooking. All I wanted to do sometimes was just go to a sandwich shop and get a sandwich and go home. And that job is not the only job I've ever had in my life in which I worked 12-hour shifts. And I remember even in my younger days, sometimes I would be so tired after having worked such long hours that when I got off, sometimes I would just want to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Number two, some people eat before grocery shopping. I haven't done that very many times in my life, but I do understand that. If you go to a cafe and eat a $10 meal, and if that's going to save you $30 or $40 on your grocery trip, then I'm all for it. I see nothing wrong with that. So it's good that the cafe or the restaurant is there so that you can do that. Number three, sometimes we're out somewhere, or I'm out somewhere sometimes, and I didn't pack anything. And I know frugal people always pack a lunch before they go out anywhere, or they pack snacks. But I am not perfect and I don't always pack something. So I'm thankful that the cafe or restaurant is there when I need them. Number four, sometimes I've been in situations when I had no way to cook, whether I was moving and I didn't have my electricity turned on yet, or didn't have pots and pans yet, or I was traveling or camping or on vacation. I am very grateful that the restaurants were there. I do remember one time when I was moving and we were moving all day and we were tired, my kids were tired, and of course I didn't have a way to cook yet because I didn't have my electricity on and everything. But I remember I ordered them a takeout pizza and that hit the spot. They were happy. Number five, sometimes we have a tight schedule and we don't have time to cook for whatever reason, so we just have to order out. Number six, I remember all those fun luncheons at work and at restaurants and those meetings that we went to at restaurants. Most of my working days were at offices, and sometimes we would get a luncheon where it'd take us an hour and a half or 2 hours on the luncheon, and the company usually paid for the meals and they only charged us 30 minutes for lunch. Even though it took longer than that, they said we will only charge you 30 minutes for lunch today because it was a business meeting. And so I'm thankful for restaurants so that we can have business meetings and luncheons. They're fun. Number seven, restaurants provide jobs. Now, some people make their living at a restaurant. I have one of my best friends, her husband has always worked in a restaurant, or most of his years he worked in a restaurant, and he did really good. The restaurant gave them vacations, and they had good benefits, and now they are homeowners and they're just doing great. So some people make their living working at a restaurant, and that's great. And some people use it as a filler. If they lose their job for whatever reason and they need another job really fast, sometimes they'll go work at a restaurant as a filler. Or if they need to pay off a bill, or they just need a side job. I know someone who has a lot of medical bills, so they are working a second job at a restaurant to pay off those medical bills. And I know someone else who went to Hollywood to be an actress, and of course she didn't get acting jobs right away. She worked as a waitress while she was working her way into the acting field. So when you're trying to get into a particular field, it's a good job to get into, and until you can get into the job that you really want to. And it's a good way to start off. Your very first job can be at a restaurant. And some people put themselves through college while working at a restaurant. So I will definitely support restaurants. There are doctors who put themselves through college. I had eye surgery, and I am so thankful for the doctors who did my eye surgery and the ones that did all the research. And I don't know them personally, but I'm sure some of them put themselves through college by working at restaurants. So restaurants are good filler jobs, good starting off jobs, good jobs to put yourself through college with, or as a side job. A lot of people talk about side hustles, side jobs, or if you're just trying to get into a particular field like acting, or if you want to make your whole living in a restaurant. Number 8, which number 7 does lead to number 8, it's usually easy to get a job at a restaurant. So that makes it easy to do whatever you need to do. Number 9, this is, I think, one of my favorites. In some situations, depending on which restaurant you work at and what position you had, it does teach business skills. I know someone who, because they worked at a restaurant, they learned how to run a business, and now they opened up their own business because they learned how to do it from working in a restaurant, because they got to see the behind the scenes work. This person does not have a business degree. They just know what they know from working at a restaurant. Now, I know you don't always get the behind the scenes, but even if you don't get the behind the scenes teachings, you still learn to work the world when you're working at restaurants, because there's so much you can do. It's flexible. There's shift work. I know most of the work that I did in my days was office work, and it was mostly Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 or 8 to 5. And so I couldn't work the world. I couldn't just have any hours I wanted. And plus, it's not that easy to get jobs in the office field. So I had very tight choices. But if I was in the restaurant, I would have had more choices and I could have done more things. And so anyway, number 10, it helps the local economy. If we don't spend any money, then things aren't going to be good in the local economy. Number 11, I love having a date with my kids. That is just so fun and so cozy. Number 12, I love meeting a friend for lunch. That is so fun. Number 13, restaurants make good gifts. Whether you give someone a gift card to that restaurant or whether you just take them there. I remember when I went overseas, my best friend took me out to lunch at a pizza restaurant. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of it, but it was one of those pizza chains, and it was so fun. It had unlimited pizza and salad. And then when I came back from overseas, I took her out to lunch at a local restaurant, and it was just so fun. Number 14, it allows me to have something different. For example, Indian food. I don't know how to cook Indian food. That's not something I normally have, but I'll have it sometimes. And even the Italian food tastes different there than when I make it myself. And even the coffee drinks, I don't know how to make them at home. And so, yeah, I can have something different that I don't normally have. Number 15, sometimes I just need a break. I just need some self-care. I just need to take a break from cooking and be waited on in a loving atmosphere. And number 16, it gives us an opportunity to thank someone, tell them how good they're doing, give them a big tip, or even pay for somebody else's meal. So those are the 16 reasons why I do support restaurants.